Welcome back to the channel. We have a couple things going on. December the 28th, and we are getting hammered by snow right now. So I got tires done on the semi yesterday. Thank God. Don't have to do them today. It leaves me with stuff I like to do to get done in the garage. So I have the Eskimo Wide one that we're going to do a couple changes to. I have these mounts from Eskimo, and on that they just strap to the poles, which I'm probably still going to use this rod holder just on the other side. But I also have this rod holder mount from Otter. We're going to mount that. It's a permanent mount. It folds back in, so it'll get out of the way. It's going to go down on the right corner because I am left-handed, so when I fish, I like to place everything to the left. So if I have a dead stick, it'll be on the right. So we're going to put this in the right corner. And then this one will probably go back on the left side so I can keep an extra rod kind of up out of my way. But if I want to switch presentations really quick, that way I can do that. The other thing we are going to do is we have a bunch of metal here. This is aluminum. We're going to put a deck in the back. That's probably going to end somewhere around behind the seat with basically a shelf, because this is the heater that I use when I'm in here. And I want, when this is all flipped up, there's no canvas in the way, but there's a lot of room back here. You could have a heater behind you. I just want to put a deck on, first of all, to put things on that don't fall all the way to the deck. But I also want to keep this, your little shelf, under seat shelf that comes standard with the wide one. I want to keep that usable. And honestly, a lot of times I put my main tackle bag on the floor down there below that in case I need to grab something. It's kind of underneath, pretty close to me. Anything I put behind me is stuff that I'm not going to use more than likely that day, so I'll have to dig for it if I do. But the main reason is to get a mount for this where I can just stick this on there, like have a hole cut in the aluminum so the can slides down in there, and you have a solid mount for this, because I don't want this tipping over in there for obvious reasons. I mean, obviously they shut off when they tip over. It's not that big of a deal, but it also keeps out in front of me open without a heater in that area. Because you have, on the wide one, I can cut 2 holes and I can keep my fish finder. This is my fish finder that I use. Battery is not in it right now, it's being charged. But and so I can keep this in the middle, kind of facing me, and my hole off to the left and a hole off to the right for a dead stick. So that's 3 things out in front of you. Even on the wide one, you still don't have a ton of space to do that. If you throw a heater in the mix, there's really not enough space up there. So that's why we're doing these modifications, and I like doing them anyway. So the first thing we got to do is, this is the mount for the rod holder. That's going to go down here, and we got to drill holes in the metal there. So we got the bolts in. Now we take the fish finder, or fish finder. We take the rod holder. All right. So that's the rod holder right there. And it stores back in this position out of your way. But it's also nice because flipped over, if you're just using it as a dead stick or a bobber rod or whatever, it's right here to grab out of there. Show you. Fishing rod. So your fishing rod just sits like that. Grab it out of there, set the hook. It's not real hard to get out of there. You can be gentle getting it out. If you want it further out, if the hole's just right down there and that's about where the hole placement would be, is about right on that spot. So that'd be perfect for a dead stick if you're just watching the tip or whatever. But it's pretty adjustable. I just wish the thumb screw you could screw in more. But that's the position that's going to be sitting in most of the time. Glad I got that in there. Now, so how I'm going to do this deck is I got angle aluminum. I'm going to cut this into pieces and bolt it to the inside of the sled. Bolt it into position, and then I'm going to leave myself with a piece to bolt that in the position on the going across the front, so I can put a piece of aluminum down there and block stuff from sliding all the way underneath it. So I'm not digging all the way underneath there for stuff. But that's how we're going to build this. And the other thing, and that angle, an aluminum angle, is going to get bolted to the sled. These are all stainless steel, so they'll do the job quite nicely of running through the sled without a lot of corrosion. You know, in case you plan on keeping it or selling it. The other alternative is to build this all out of wood, which I build a lot of stuff out of wood, but the aluminum will keep the weight down, keep the weight off the sled, and it also, you won't have to change it out. Aluminum lasts. So when you're talking fishing environment, even out in the cold, you know, if you're transporting that, it gets snow on top, and then you turn the heater on, there's a lot of water involved. It's a pretty crappy environment for wood. Wood will rot fairly quick, even if you do use green treat. It also adds a lot of weight. Whereas these panels, I got another one over here. This whole panel probably weighs about 5 pounds. You can see their diamond plate aluminum. So the whole thing will probably will add about 3-4 pounds of weight on there, I'm guessing. So, yeah, we're going to figure this all out and get her done, and I'll show you the end product. Alright, so we're mainly done here. I take my hat off, which has my microphone on. Hold on a second here. So we're mainly done. All I gotta do is turn my headlamp on so you can see in here. This is my that's the hole for the heater. I haven't decided if I actually want to put a stopper in there or not. I'm gonna bolt this to my runners with just self-starters. I gotta put those in yet. But otherwise, it is done. So we got the rod holder down here. I don't know what my camera, there we go. Got the rod holder down here. That's right there. And we got the base for the heater. Because then when you're, so now it's widened out. We'll close the door. But, so my plan is basically here. There would be one hole over here. That's a camera mount that I haven't decided if I want to use that style yet or not. And then there'd be one hole over here. And then my fishing rod holder. That's my my dead stick hole is right there. This thing, I can tilt that fishing rod anywhere I want. So if the wind's kicking hard, I can tilt it away from that a little bit. So I have you can see what I mean here about if you stick another heater in there, it's kind of cramped. So there's a hole there, fish finder, hole. And that's the Humminbird Helix 7, if you have any questions. The reason I have that one is because I also use it on my kayak. So if I find interesting stuff during the summer on lakes that I ice fish, I can mark it. But that's why and I'll probably use that one until it dies, because I like that system. I don't want Panoptics or any of that other crap. If you do, more power to you, but more stuff to rely on. Try and rely on patterns, location, and trying to figure it out from there, instead of letting electronics figure it out for me. But this is a really mobile setup too. I can actually fit it in that side-by-side. So actually might be what I do tomorrow, is throw it in there and go to a couple local lakes. Instead of trailering that thing, I might drive it. Yeah, it doesn't have a canopy yet. It's also inside because it's a CF Moto. Do not recommend. And thing won't start when it's out in the cold. I mean, it's up to you. I wouldn't recommend them. This is it's a pretty sweet setup, if I do say so myself. I like to look at her when she's kind of in the windbreak. If I take my canvas and stuff it away from there, I can actually still have the heater running behind me in windbreak, which is kind of nice too. Well, that's my video on the modifications for the Eskimo Wide one. I appreciate you watching. Hopefully we get to get out and do more ice fishing here. The plan was actually to go today, but Mother Nature had other plans. I mean, you can go out in a blizzard. I'd just rather not. So thanks for watching the video, and you have a great day. Thank you.